This is Tractor Tuesday Live, hosted by sixth-generation Nebraska farmer and Tractor Tuesday founder Zach Bosley and Scott Anderson, owner of New Age Ag Supply. Join them each week as they sit down with farmers, innovators, dealers, and creators who are enhancing the culture within agriculture, right here on Tractor Tuesday Live.
Hey, Zach Bosley here, Tractor Tuesday Live. It's just me today. Our good friend Scott Anderson had another baby, so we've got a new Anderson up in South Dakota, if you can believe it or not. But just wanted to talk to everyone here today about what we've got going on at Tractor Tuesday. We've got another epic, huge auction. We boiled it down to 14 very high-end units, very much tractor heavy on this next auction, but we also have a couple great planters. But if you guys didn't see, we were a little bit busy in February. We did not go live. I guess you could call it a wrap on season 1 of Tractor Tuesday Live. Maybe this is a good way to segue into season number 2, if you will. But I just wanted to talk about what we did on our last auctions in February. And honestly, we had some absolute home runs. Every unit that we sold on auction that was higher end, nearly new, and some of them were under warranty even, but they literally sold over the auction value. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick. It could be said that 2021 Fendt was a record price for the 1,000 to 1,500 hour range. The final bid was $294,500. In totality, that winning bidder paid $302,000. The $7,500 buyer premium was in effect on each one of these 4 units I wanted to highlight. But at $294,500, the next highest on that hour range was roughly $281,000 on an auction last year in Canada. So I think we're really starting to see a little bit of strength of what we shine and do best here at Tractor Tuesday, and that's some of these higher end units. The next unit on this sale, I believe this was on February 24th. According to Machinery Pete, this was the highest price of an 8250 combine in the past 14 months. So the final bid was $304,500. It was a great contest. There were several local bidders here in Nebraska, but we had bidders all throughout the Corn Belt on these combines. And then to me, one of the biggest surprising units was this 2019 8250. Some of the auction values were as low as $197. We saw some about as high as $208. So if you kind of average that all out, we were literally over $30,000 over the auction valuators on that unit. The winning bid was $236,500 at Tractor Tuesday. So that $236,500 went directly to the seller. The seller got paid within about 48 hours on those units. Everything was great. That same seller also had this 2021 Magnum AFS Connect Row Track. It was just a power shift. The auction value was right around $196, and you can see what we did here. $225,500 was the final bid on that unit. And then the craziest thing is the second place bidder, of course, called us about an hour after the auction and said, "Oh, I didn't know it ended already." I think we could have squeezed out a few more bids there. But again, we had some phenomenal luck, if you will, but it was a lot of hard work and a lot of practice to get to where we are with some of these auctions and these strong results. And I think, what I just witnessed yesterday on auction, the majority of the high-end units were about $20,000 to $25,000 underneath the auction values. So I think, again, some of these groups, they're sitting on their hands. They're not helping you promote. They just think they have that type of business and that type of traffic. And, some people say, well, gosh, you have 9,000 registered users. These other groups have allegedly hundreds of thousands of registered users. And I say, yeah, but we've got fresh users. We've got farmers from all over the country. The majority of our bidding activity comes out of the Eastern Corn Belt. And here we are in just little old downtown Hastings. So I think we've got nationwide appeal, great presence online with everything that we're doing. And again, we're thankful to Machinery Pete to help us promote everything that we've got going on at Tractor Tuesday. So I think it's an exciting time here at the Hastings office. We're moving out of downtown. Our next major announcement, we'll show you guys a little bit of a sneak peek next week. But we've got a full-on commercial site right on Highway 6. And I think folks will be really excited to see what all we've got going on there. We can stage equipment. We've got an awesome office. It's even for being a brand new building in theory, You'll really love the way that we decided to design the interior of it all. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the equipment we've got going on here on our next sale. It's March 24th. So the bidding will open up on the 17th. And the first unit I really wanted to talk about was, and this is coming from, in theory, a friend of the family down in Franklin, Nebraska. But this tractor will be sitting in our new yard on Highway 6 next week. And it's everything you could ever want. And I say this to all the John Deere dealerships. I wish I could afford to go into green paint. If you ever look at my office chair, you can see I've got the AFS Connect Magnum seat here. So you know what I'm running with in the fields. But if I could ever afford to go to the green paint, what I love about Tractor Tuesday and what my development team has done is you can search on our feature filters. And what you can find is, well, I've got to have an IVT because I've always ran CVT. Well, one step above that, I've got to have Command Pro. I got to have the Command Pro arm. It's what I'm used to in theory with the red paint. Of course, this unit has it. So not only do you have Command Pro on this, you've got the Signature Series cab. I mean, it's literally everything you could ever want in an 8R310, but bigger than that. They upgraded the GPS equipment. So now you got the G5 Plus monitor, and you also have the 7500 receiver. It all comes with it. So, I mean, you're dialed in 100%. There's really no difference between this 2021 model year and a 24 because you got all the latest and greatest GPS equipment. So that was the first big unit I really wanted to show. I think it's going to do great on the auction. We're getting a lot of calls. Even one of my neighbors just sent me a text message. A good friend of mine, Chad McCorder, said, man, that's sharp. I really hope I can get into that unit. What else we have on the sale is a couple of really slick fence, both model year 24s. And these are both currently sitting at the new location here in Hastings. We've got a model year 24 930 Vario as well as a 936. There's no mistake on the hours. They're both about identical. They're right around 1,780 hours each. They were a lease to own. That lease to own's been bought out, so there's no issues with any of the paperwork. They're available for financing. Literally, you've got two choices: two model year 24 fence, fully loaded. I think they both have the dual pumps, 6 remotes. They've got the luxury cab. And up until today, I had never been in a new Fendt before. And I'm really impressed. It's a green paint as well, but it's a little different shade than I'm used to. Really sharp tractors. The cab just feels really comfortable. And I think it'll be kind of interesting. There is a little bit of nuance here. This 930's got 54-inch rear rubber on the duals. And I think what they were doing was more so organic and obviously row crop work. So there was a lot of, in-season tillage, if you will, or row crop cultivating going on. So on this 930, that's the nuance. That's the difference. It's got the 54s on the rears. Now, if you look at the 936 that's on the sale, very similar setup, fully loaded from the same operation, sitting here in Hastings as well. Yeah, you got a little bit more horsepower, but those rear duals are the 50s that most people are used to, the 480 80R50s. And both of them have the 38s up front. Real nice setup if you just go through the specs of these here. And I'm clicking right here with you. There is some warranty remaining on both of these fence, and we need to go through that, and we'll have that documentation added to those listings. We've got some really cool friends down in Kansas, and they have some awesome equipment on this sale too. So real quick, we've got a farmer-owned, very low-hour R4030. It's right around 700 hours. We'll get the final hours confirmed. We just kind of put a placeholder in at 705. But they've got it cleaned up, ready to rock. He has ran a little bit of fertilizer through it, but you really don't see any of that corrosive evidence if you go through the images on this unit. It's clean. There's no leaks. The hubs look good. They go through Keating Tractor down there in beautiful Southwest Kansas. So you'll see something that's absolutely field ready, 120-foot boom. If you wanted something that horsepower range like an R4030, this might be one of the best bets on auction that you'll find coming up here soon. Also down there from the same seller, he's got this excellent 8370R. Again, I mean, we're talking fully loaded for the vintage. It's a model year 14. He's the second owner on this tractor, and he bought it with around 1,200 hours. It's really ready to roll. It was primarily their planting machine. So they've got a big air seeder they pulled, And then I'm not sure, I think it's a 1770, maybe a 1775 planter that he would plant with. So primarily a planting tractor. This gentleman's put over 2,700 hours on the tractor. Very familiar with it, obviously. You get the 5 remotes. Most importantly, it is ILS and it is IVT. It's got the 50-inch rubber on the rears. It looks awesome. And then one other gentleman, different seller down in Kansas as well. He's got this model year 14 1790. The frame shows no sign of fatigue. You'll see a lot of split row configurations on a 1790 frame. This one's really unique in theory. You don't see a ton of these. They're out there, but it's a 24 row, 20-inch planter. So we're hoping a lot of guys up north are paying attention. Most importantly to me, it comes with the Precision Planting Gen 3 monitor, and it's got VSET and V-Drive meters. But it does still have the factory standard Case IH pneumatic down pressure. There are no row cleaners on this unit. They're more so no-till in his neck of the woods. The True V's, if I remember right, have about 1,200 acres on them. Seems like all the bearings are good. Everything's spinning fine on this rig. And then more so like a Case IH setup on the closing with the Fast Track brand closing system. So you've got 2-stage closing, and then there's 2 stainless steel tubes on those covering discs for fertilizer. And then it's got a ground drive. I believe it's a John Blue pump on there. So really it's dialed in. It's ready to roll as well. Excellent choice if you're into 20-inch rows. So something, a lot of folks could look at. And then we get a little bit more diverse, outside of just row crop tractors and everything else. We got this Deere wheel loader on the sale. Really sharp rig. A lot that I don't know about these. On farm equipment and tractors, I can tell you everything, but the bucket looks nearly new. Paint looks awesome. The rubber looks great. Got about 4,400 and some change on the hours on it. Really sharp rig. So something to look into if you're looking for a wheel loader. That's on the sale as well. Just kind of going through here, we've got another really interesting unit that's getting a ton of traffic. And outside of half our developers being in Germany, and then our good friend here from Germany that lives in Nebraska that works with Tractor Tuesday, I probably can't pronounce this right, but it's a Deutz-Fahr loader tractor. And these are really cool because it's really geared up the right way. It's got a CVT transmission, kind of a heavy-duty rig, the way that it's set up. Great unit for a feed yard, or if you just want to mow ditches in style this summer. This one's sitting over in Vienna, Illinois, and it's available. It's clean. It looks great. He's got a lot of details, and the drive-in attach feature with the bucket looks really cool. There's a lot going on with this tractor, but it's all positive. And I think what's really neat is just all the suspension on it, as well as being GPS ready. A lot of these utility tractors aren't. But something with the smooth CVT, it's kind of a different shade of green, I guess. We got to call this sale 3 shades of green or something, because there's a lot going on at Tractor Tuesday with the green paint on this coming auction. Go through a little bit farther, and I like this. I really do. I think it's a slick rig. For a guy like me, it'd be a dream machine for a planting tractor. And this 2021 model year Case IH Magnum 310 AFS Connect with, of course, the way I love it, with the CVX, aka CVT. We've got 2,500 hours on this rig, but what's really slick is obviously the low sidewall tires. You can keep that tire pressure low. They say your pinch rows are better because of it. It's got the active tire pressure monitors on it. And then the way it's set up is just absolutely perfect for a planting tractor. You've got the rear wheel inside weights, 1,000 pounds on each side. It only has 6 weights up front, but most importantly, it's got the twin flow hydraulic pump. And I think that's somewhere between 72 and 82 gallons per minute on the Case IH. Awesome rig. It's a one-owner machine. The original farmer owned it, I believe, out of Illinois. And it's ready to roll, guys. It's a beautiful rig, and I'm excited to have this one on the auction. For a guy like me, I love that red paint. I've never actually, I sit in an AFS Connect seat here in my office, but I've never actually ran a tractor with this. It's got the semi-active cab, so you're getting a little bit more than what you'd get on years past on the cab suspension. But the cab looks great. I've been in this tractor. I've smelled it myself, folks. It smells just as good as new for being a model year 21. So again, red to three shades of green. We've got a lot of really cool stuff on this auction. And I think I'm only about halfway through. So hang with me here because we've got some big boy fence too on the sale. And this one's going to be really interesting. Like I said, we set the record on a 1042. That's great. But man, have you ever seen a 1050? I know some guys here locally that run these to spread manure, but we're talking some serious horsepower here. And I'm really excited to see what this tractor can do on the auction. 517 horse. It's got tires so big, I don't even know what size they are. But it's got the big boy tires on it, loaded up with weights, 113 gallon per minute hydraulic flow. I don't even know what you need that much hydraulic flow for. I guess, maybe you need a bigger planter. But it's a sharp rig. We got 2,850 hours on this unit. It's looking good. It's in beautiful Plano, Iowa. It's available. Please give the seller a call if you want to take a look at it before the sale. He can give you a lot of good details on it. I'm a little bit ignorant there. Really, to me, about 280 horsepower is a big tractor. So I'm not sure what to think about that. But in the same context, we've got another awesome Fendt. It's a 1046 and beautiful machine as well. Model year 22. This is another Iowa tractor. It's over in Auburn. Pretty dang low hours. Very similar to our 1042, except this one's got singles on it. But it's CVT like you'd expect from AGCO, about 1,650 hours. We'll get that dialed in all the way with the exact hour count. But apparently this is a thing. 4 airbag cab package must be something really awesome with the cab suspension. Beautiful tractor, looks amazing. Excited to get this sold. It comes with guidance. It's got the deluxe cab. Apparently this thing's fully loaded. There's not an option it doesn't have, this 1046 Vario. So if you're looking at Fendt, you're looking at John Deere or even Case IH, we legitimately have a great option in every horsepower range on this next sale. I'm really excited to see what the bidders do, with those units. But we also have a couple Challenger tractors on the sale. And I'll get into this one here. It's a 2012 MT645D sharp rig. Again, only 2,200 hours. It's more so in my wheelhouse for being a smaller row crop guy, but 250 horsepower, CVT transmission. It really looks nice. It's got cab suspension. It's got 50s on the rear and 34s up front. It's set up for 22-inch rows though. But it comes with the front duals as well on it. It looks really good. Sharp tractor, and it's available right now. Come take a look, give the owner a call and maybe inspect it. But if you need a little bit more horsepower on the Challenger side, here we go on an awesome 2-track, 4,400 hours. It's got 5 remotes, but you're getting, most importantly, the rear 3-point, the PTO. You got 30-inch tracks that are great in condition. It's got the front weights. It's got the side weights. It's really set up the right way if you want a 2-track Challenger tractor. Again, model year 2014. Give the owner a call. All the contact information is right here. You get logged in. You can view everything. You can contact anybody on any of our listings, because at Tractor Tuesday, you don't go through a middleman. Now, do you realize that everybody that's got these units on this sale, they're selling it themselves? At Tractor Tuesday, we only give farmers and dealerships the tools to sell. And that's what we do here at Tractor Tuesday. Here's a really slick 24 row. If you need a 22-inch planter, if you're in the sugar beet game, or if you want to raise more beans this year, I think a lot of guys are looking to flip because of the price of fertilizer. But this is how I love it. It's set up very nicely. It's got all the things that you'd really want on a nice planter. Yeah, we're talking 22-inch rows, but it's a little bit different than what we see here in Nebraska. More of the up north guys are going to be interested in this. You got the V-set style meters. It's a vacuum planter. You'll see a lot of these Kinseys are not. They're still finger pickup. We've got a vacuum system, hydraulic variable rate. But most importantly, you got electric meters and you got electric clutches on every row. And then to me, what I love is it's got the Dawn hydraulic floating row cleaners, so you can adjust those in the cab. You got everything you'd ever want with 2 300-gallon fertilizer tanks on it. It's really just a dream machine, the way that it's set up. And then most importantly, the thing that I've noticed in my operation that's benefited me the most is having hydraulic up and down pressure. So you have that hydraulic downforce on this unit as well. It's a sharp rig, and it really only has about 8,000 acres. They probably jumped that a few hundred acres to get to a nice even number. They're estimating somewhere between 76 and 7,700 acres on this unit. So we've got a couple great options on planters. I think we've covered it all so far. But again, bidding opens next week. So if you want any piece of these 14 units on the auction, get registered today at tractortuesday.com. That's the website. That's where we're at, and excited to have all these units on the next sale. With that said, we do have some other really cool events coming up. We've got more of a hay and forage auction. I believe that's April 28th. We've got units coming in from Montana. We've got units from Colorado, throughout southern Kansas, and we'll likely get some more units here in Nebraska on that sale. And then probably the next biggest mixed batch row crop and hay will be on May 19th. Of course, all these dates are Tuesdays. We're Tractor Tuesdays, so it's just the way to be. But if you have inventory, and if you don't want to necessarily give all your money to Zuckerberg to advertise and take your data at Facebook, come on over to Tractor Tuesday at Daily Deals. It's 100% free for sellers, and we've literally got the best filters in the business. You go on most of the competitor marketplaces and sites, they'll have things that don't even make sense. And you can maybe filter by hours if you're lucky. You can do whatever. If you've got anything high tech with any of the latest features, we've got those filters available for you on our site. And actually, while I'm talking, let's go take a look at some of our feature filters, because I think it really is revolutionary. We say we're a revolutionary marketplace. I mean, if you haven't been on Tractor Tuesday, maybe you don't know what we've got cooking. So we've got a lot of dealerships on our site. Currently, we're just shy of 4,000 units, but just a great example, like I was talking about. Let's go into tractors. Hey, I can't afford the green paint yet, but I'm going to keep working at it. One of these days, guys, I'm going to get an 8R. I'm going to get the massage seats, and I want all of that. So if you go into special filters, again, what did I say I need? Oh, gosh, I've got to have Command Pro. Well, here we've got 44 units with Command Pro. Well, that's really cool, but, I had my back fused. I'd love a massage seat. I can't really justify it for as small of a farmer as I am, but one day, guys, I'm going to own one of these. So I want the signature cab. Well, now I've got it filtered down. I've got Command Pro and I've got signature cab. But you know what? I'm kind of, I'm a horrible mechanic. Let's just not lie about it. I've got these big hands. All they do is bleed. I still want some warranty on it. Well, let's click that. Well, isn't that interesting? So I just found 6 8Rs that have signature series cab, still have warranty, and most importantly, out of all these things, we've got the Command Pro. Well, now how do I figure out between these 6? What should I buy here? Well, something that we just designed and rolled out this past week is our comparison cart. And you'll see what looks kind of like a dual wheel gravity wagon or something here. That's our comparison cart. Well, how does that work? Well, I'll just click these units right here. I've already filtered down to the 6 that I think I really want. What am I interested in? Well, boom, here, I just got the 6 units. I'll click into the comparison cart, and now I can review these in real time. So if I want to expand out and view the whole listing, yeah, great. I can do that. Or I can just go through, and on the comparison cart, I can look at the details. Well, hey, we've got all these details, all these specs. Okay, well, this one's a little bit old. It's a 2020. Maybe I'll get that one out of it. I don't want to go that old. Okay, let me go through some of these other specs here. Oh, I'm going through the hours. Hey, what's really cool? Everything highlights. So now I can follow each row. These 5 that I've got right here, they're all under 500 hours. Let me go over and see, this one is actually 560 hours. And that's a track one. I don't think I can swing that. Well, here we go, guys. I found the 4 8Rs that are likely great contenders for me. They all happen to be 370 horsepower range. This is it. This is everything I want to know right here. They're all model year 23s, except, hey, look, this one's a model year 24. So I think I found my dream tractor right here at Tractor Tuesday by using our comparison cart. This thing's dialed in, and this is from our good friends over at Heritage Tractor. Make sure to look at all their great inventory, or you can just go to heritagetractor.com. Doesn't matter to us. We just want these dealers to get these units sold. Look at all the excellent machinery that Heritage Tractor has on our website. And by the way they do their listings, It works beautifully. It's a seamless experience at Tractor Tuesday because we've got the comparison cart for you guys to review and find all the specifications that you need to get the right piece of equipment for your operation. That's all that really matters here. We're giving you guys as producers and fellow farmers the tools to find exactly what you want to buy. And then if you ever got to sell it, hey, you can sell it right here for free. There's no catch. Daily deals at tractortuesday.com. Well, hey, I know it's a tough market. You're probably not going to get it sold on retail. Most of your leads are going to come off of Facebook. Be a lot of guys that are kicking your tires anyway. They're not going to get the deal done. How are you going to get a deal done and keep your banker happy and free up some capital? You go to the auctions at Tractor Tuesday. Again, there's zero commission. We're the only folks that do it. A lot of people like to talk about Tractor Tuesday. We are Tractor Tuesday. So go to tractortuesday.com. You can sell it yourself. Zero commission. That's it. It's a no-brainer. Well, surely there's a crazy buyer's premium. No, there is not. It's a 5% buyer's premium. We cap that at $7,500. These fence, all these tractors, everything on this sale for the most part will be selling between $150,000 and $300,000. That buyer's premium will be the same. There's no luxury tax. $7,500 buyer's premium doesn't seem to affect our final bids because we happen to go over the other guy's equipment valuations on our auction. So we've got great equipment. Unfortunately, on the auction side, to be very honest with you all, we reject more listings than we accept at Tractor Tuesday. It's got to be a certain standard. It's got to be clean. It's got to be the right type of machine that folks want. But if you want to force somebody's hand, you go to tractortuesday.com. So with all that said, guys, I'm Zach Bosley. This is Tractor Tuesday. Come check out our next auction. Again, March 24th. Don't miss it. You might get a heck of a deal. I tried to warn folks and said there's a glut of inventory coming in March. We're in March. You're seeing it. There's a lot of inventory out there. We want to help you guys sell it, and we also want to help you guys buy quality machinery. If you see it on auction at Tractor Tuesday, it's quality. It's got the Tractor Tuesday stamp on it. We're not selling it. We're helping you sell it yourself. Get rid of the middleman. You don't need it on the high-end equipment. That's just the way it works, guys. This stuff sells itself. So why not sell it yourself? Cut out the middleman today at Tractor Tuesday. Zero seller fees, zero commissions. That's not a gimmick. That's real life. That's what we're doing at Tractor Tuesday. So for everybody here at Tractor Tuesday, shout out to Scott Anderson. He's up in South Dakota, somewhere up north, hopefully getting some rain. We're dry as can be down here. The fires are coming, but we also got some great deals at tractortuesday.com. Signing off for now. We'll talk to you guys soon. Check us out March 24th.
Till the soil only for a season, then the rains have come. All my